Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Black Spectrum Networks, The Secret Services, Celebrity Psychic Readings. I'm going to be your reader for today, Quintari Shakir. We're going to be doing a reading on Chadwick Boseman. First, we're going to do a reading about his personality. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, anyway. Chadwick Boseman is someone whose energy is very charismatic. He's the center of attention. Like when he speaks, I think that I've never heard him speak, but because I didn't watch Black Panther. Anyway, fun fact, I will watch it. Anyway, Chadwick Boseman is someone when he speaks, people listen to him. I'm also hearing that his energy has like this radiance to it. Like he's very, enigmatic, and he's very enigmatic. Like people have, there's a mystery about him, but he sees himself as a superhero. He definitely enjoys acting because it allows for him to, take control, be the center of attention for a purpose. He's someone that will he acts to get away from his problems in the same way that comedians tell jokes, because these are very dark ideas and they want an audience to validate them with positive effect. He wants to escape into alternative realities that massage out his anxieties and have a positive effect on the audiences that view him, if that makes sense. The prostitute card is coming out. They're saying that he's very, very sexual. He may not be promiscuous, but he's very sexual. He's he's self-empowered. He's liberated. He, well endowed. That's how I hear it. And he enjoys sex. He is great at what he does, and he knows it. They're also saying that he's very much to himself, so I don't see him. As a. He may be in a fraternity, but I don't see him as a really like a frat boy. I don't think that he enjoys. He's introverted. I think that he does well around large groups of people, but he really keeps to himself. Like he spends a lot of time writing. I'm also hearing that he spends a lot of time in meditation. And Spirit is saying to me that Chadwick Boseman. He's very focused on he's very focused on manifesting and trying to rapidly move towards empire building. He wants to build he wants to have a powerful production company. That's how I hear it. The mediator card is talking about him having the ability to submit deals with people of different races, ages, and races, ages, genders, and income statuses. I'm also hearing where, he's an opportunist, but he's an opportunist that's trying to get his vision off of the ground. He has a very positive and grand vision, and he will allow the snake to bite him just to acquire the venom to create an antidote for the population, if that makes sense. The next card is speaking about him being tapped into sensuality, luxury, pleasure, sex, this very, erotic energy. He is aroused easily, and he's especially aroused through I'm seeing pornography, sex scenes and TV, dancing, just, movements of the body, and he's very attracted to the female form. Very, very attracted to like just the female form itself. Okay, so now we're going to get into a couple of questions about that I've had about Chadwick Boseman. So the first thing that we're going to ask about is his childhood. Let me show some photos. I think that. Okay, I think that Okay, so I'm not exactly sure, but I think he grew up in a two-parent household, and not I think. The cards are reading that he grew up in a two-parent household, where I think his parent. I'm trying to stop saying I think. The cards are reading that his parents grew up in a two-parent household. His mother was the breadwinner in the household, or she invested the most money into his spiritual development. I'm also seeing where the father spent time going back and forth between different households. I'm seeing where the father was always at a crossroads between, being, in other places versus, investing into the family. I'm seeing where Chadwick Boseman spent a lot of time, outside the home, a lot of time, in nature, playing, he spent a lot of time playing as a superhero on the playground with his friends. He did, read comic books to an extent. I am saying that he had a fascination with television. It's not something, acting was something that he wanted to do, but definitely not something that he really, sat here and was like, okay, yeah, I can really, really do this. And that didn't probably spark for him until like his late teens. With all of that being said, I'm saying where his mother, like his acting and creative ability comes from his mother's bloodline. And for his father, he may look a lot like his father. He may love like his father, like where he's not really sure about commitment. I get the card for the Three of Coins, the Ten of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. This is all telling me that for him, I see that for him, he hated seeing his mom spend money on him, and I'm seeing where that, like, he wanted to, he has this, I want my mom, make my mama proud story. His mom worked really, really hard to provide him with the lifestyle that he grew up having, and he took a lot of action towards trying to alleviate that burden, trying to find different sorts of work in different industries. Sweep the floors, do this, find cut this person's grass. It's like he was very creative in trying to help out with his family. What did he want as a child? They're saying that he wanted to be rich. He had always wanted to be rich. He always wanted to be rich, and he especially wanted to. He wanted to be rich, but he wanted to give back. He's like, I want to give back to the community. He didn't know to what community, but he knew he wanted to give back to the community, and he knew he wanted to be famous, and he wanted to be in entertainment. So yeah, he was intuitively tapped into like what his destiny is now. If you want to be intuitively tapped into what your destiny is, please go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. Now I want to know, what's his relationship like with his girlfriend? I get the card for the Ten of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Two of Cups. It's like he feels like this relationship has become a burden, and he's trying to stay in it for the public image. He feels like he feels like he's invested too much time into it, but he also feels like it's stopping him from experiencing the fullness of what it means to be a celebrity at this level. I get the card for the Three of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Coins. Intuitively, she knows this, and he's probably addressed it to her. And if she watches this video, she's going to know it. But they're saying the cards are saying that she wants to have marriage and children with him, but she feels like the more that his career grows, that he might just break her off some bread and then just end up leaving her, without the marriage and the children. I get the card for the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and then the Ace of Coins. These cards are telling me that what's going on in their marriage is that there's a lot of interference with her. She wants more time with him, but he's like, my career, baby, my career. It's this, it's this, it's this. It's like, he's trying his best to balance those things, but it's really hard for him to, given that she doesn't work in the same industry as him. I get the card for the King of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. These cards are all telling me that he's very, very because of his sexual capacity. He's been actually thinking about, trying to build a new, sexual situation, with some other women, but he hasn't found the perfect woman yet. Like, he's not going to do it, and it's just sitting at the back of his mind. It's like, I might step out if this woman is fine enough and she's successful enough, and it just has this different sort of connection. You know what I mean? Because he's almost like us. These magical things have happened in my life that I can't believe. So what if that happened? That under those circumstances, that's what would have to happen. But he's gonna say like, no, I will not cheat on her. I get the card for the Three of Coins, the Page of Coins, and the Four of Wands. This is letting me know that a woman is going to come and interfere with this situation, with the stability of it, and it's going to come by way of a business partnership. So I think that either it's going to be an actress. It's either going to be an actress or someone that is part of like business negotiation. No, it's going to be an actress. I'm definitely hearing like an actress, and this woman is not like new. She's like just beautiful, and she may not have that much acting experience, and it's gonna threaten like the stability, like their sexual relationship, or her flirtatiousness will threaten the stability of their marriage, and he needs to be careful. Next, I get the card for the Two of Coins, the King of Cups, and then I get the Hangman. These cards are all telling me that if he's so busy trying to balance, he's really trying to balance his relationship and his marriage, and he doesn't need to get, not his marriage, his relationship and his these acting demands, and it's like he doesn't need to allow for these overwhelming demands to, like, he might need to relieve, he might have one day where he's like, let me relieve my stress. You know what? I've been on set all day. I ain't gonna see my girl for the next, 2-3 weeks because I'm shooting in this country, and, fuck it. Alright, so are they gonna have, do I see marriage for them? And are they gonna have children? I get the card for the Emperor, the King of Wands, and then I get the card for the Seven of Coins. They will have children. They will have children. Will they get married? he's thinking about it, but he's thinking about his money more so. It's like, so to speak. He's like, you know, a child, cool, marriage, I don't know. And he feels very deeply that there's another woman out there for him, and they work in the same business as each other. And he's like, you know, what if? Like, it's just constantly this what if. She has her guard up because she's anticipating that he won't try to marry her, but she's all about securing the bag. Like, she's like, you know, if I can come out of this financially, if I can come out of this financially good, or financially good. She's like, if I leave this situation wealthy, or no, not wealthy, hood rich. That's the best way I can. If I leave this situation hood rich, I'll be good. Like, she's like, let me just secure the bag. Like, let me secure the bag. You know, if he gives me the baby, that's awesome. If it's marriage, that's even better. And she's hoping for marriage because she's invested a lot of time in this. Now you get the card for the 9 of coins and 2 of coins, 4 of cups. This is telling me, as far as marriage goes between them, it's not going to happen until he feels that, until he encounters this woman in this industry, or he gets enough high power acting roles, or meets enough women in the industry that he's like, okay, there's no one else there, and this is for me. But again, I see this woman coming about. I think it was the 4 of Wands came out. No, it was the 4 of Cups. No, but I see a woman coming about, kind of shaking things up for him. Shaking things up, you know, as far as like, you know, am I gonna stay faithful? You know, I don't want to cheat. Blah 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 blah. This. Okay, so he stays in his head a lot, and I think that is what helps him to tame his appetite. Okay. So I know it said that they're going to have children, so there's no reason to ask about that. But the future of his career, he's going to have a lot. He has a hell of a lot coming for him. I see three big movie offers on the table for him. One he's going to take. These are what we don't know about. I see a lot of fighting on set for this big movie role, but I don't see him so much as being involved in it. I see it as like, you know, he's on the set, but it's like there's just like a lot of infighting. I think that there's going to be a lot of white people on it. It may be like a comedy or something. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of white people. There's the 6 of Coins is talking about, for him, just like, it's saying that he's going to be penny pinching a lot. So I think that this, like him having his baby, he's going to become a lot more frugal. I get the card for the 9 of Cups, and then the Temperance card. This is like, what this is saying is that right now for him, he's trying to make he's trying to make money in moderation. Like, I don't want to chase the money. I do want to chase the fame, but I don't want to do so at the expense of my relationship. And it may come to a point where he does have to end the relationship, because I am seeing where she's going to have a baby by him. She is going to have a baby by him, but I am seeing this young woman again coming up, and I see it threatening things. But I do see where she walks off with money, and she also walks off with like some power over him. And this power over him may come through child. If it doesn't come, if the power over him doesn't come through child support, the power over him will come through her just, having the child, taking care of the child. Okay? All right. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in to www.black. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for tuning in to Black Spectrum Network. But please go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com and purchase a private psychic reading. And also go to my Patreon to see updated videos. My Nas and Khalees video are on the Patreon, and my Ray J and Princess Love video are on the Patreon. So please go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com, purchase that private psychic reading, see those updated videos on Patreon, and also make sure that you check out Black Spectrum Network for these exclusive psychic reading specials. I'll say more about that in a future video. I also do the secret services at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. The halls from the halls of Nemesis with Intuitive Retta at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays as well. With that being said, I hope you